Hello and good day. My name is Arturo Angel, and here's my fitness education presentation for KIN 562, Exercise and Fitness Education, Summer 2019. Categories that will be covered are health and movement assessment, where I will take the FMS, the fitness movement screen, apply it to my client, and see any movement anomalies that need addressing. Once that's done, I will take that knowledge into the periodization and design a program for her, which will address her client goals, exercise frequency, duration, time, periodization from week to week, and any changes that may need to be made. From there, we go to exercise technique, where I will address a upper body and lower body exercise that my client Jen had difficulty performing, and with a few cues, was able to efficiently perform the exercise correctly. Lastly, application and faith integration involved what I've learned over the semester, and how will I apply that toward my professional life, also in addition to using biblical scriptures and their tenets, and how I can use those for personal growth in my career as well, along with any involvement with students and their clients as well in the future. Before anything occurred with my client Jen, a Part Q needed to be done, which is a physical activity readiness questionnaire, which assesses client physical fitness before any involvement is occurring. One yes answer automatically would require a doctor's visit. No answers typically requires no doctor's visit. In this case, my client Jen answered no to all questions, so no doctor's visit was deemed. Part Q was signed by both of us, and as you can see, no to all questions, and no ailments or hereditary histories that need to be reported. Moving on to health and movement screen assessment, we use the fitness movement screen to assess the deep squat, hurdle step, inline lunge, shoulder mobility, active straight leg raise, trunk stability, and rotor stability of the client. The strengths that client Jen demonstrated were the inline lunge. She kept the upright trunk. Also, Dow was made contact the entire time as she descended. Shoulder mobility was within 8 inches of where the fists were placed. Shoulder clearing, no pain was felt. Active straight leg raise, malleolus made it to the desired height without any issues in keeping the knee extended. Trunk stability was fine. She performed the push-up without issue. Spinal extension, no pain was felt, and spinal flexion clearing, no pain was felt. Some faults that demonstrated by client Jen was a deep squat. Although she could keep her trunk upright and hold the towel over her head without issue, the femur could not descend past parallel when her feet were making contact. Once the heels were placed on the board, femur did descend past parallel without issue. Hurdle step did have a loss of hip alignment and various knee movement, although I believe this is more of just internal, just muscle movement that due to also the test as well and unfamiliarity. Nonetheless, it was still noted. Rotor stability was performed contralaterally, not ipsilaterally. And here's the score for her functional movement screen, which totaled out to 14. Moving on to periodization, taking all that information that was gathered, my client Jen has a body fat reduction goal that she'd like to meet. Her BMI is 25.1. We assessed that by her height of 5'2" and her weight of 137, which classifies unfortunately as overweight. So we want to get her for 24 and below, which is normal. Reason for that is we want to address hypertension, which is elevated blood pressure above normal, usually at about 140 over 90. We also want to address hyperlipidemia, which is elevated levels of blood cholesterol of specifically low density lipoproteins. For the ladies, obesity is actually an issue, and one of the main recommendations that they have is a lifestyle change, and one of these also involves resistance training. So once those are made, these conditions can actually be reduced and taken care of. The linear periodization model that will be implemented is the total body circuit training program. Instead of focusing on specific body parts on certain days, the total body will be the focal point. So we start with a total body exercise, then we go chest, back, shoulders and legs, working from larger muscles down, and then returning back to the larger muscles just for additional caloric burn. We have aerobic exercises before and after, before for the warm-up, after for the cool-down, and then total body static stretching. Tuesdays and Thursdays are her training days, with short breaks of 30 seconds in between each set. Proper gym attire is definitely required. Shoes, shorts, and top for peak physical performance. We also want to bring a towel. We don't want any injuries. We want to have everything nice and dry, especially our hands since we're gripping dumbbells and equipment. Don't want to slip out of our hands. Also, for hydration, water and sports drink is highly advised. Other days, she will be involved in street running, which she has been doing for quite some time on Mondays and Thursdays for 60 minutes, static stretching 5 minutes at 15-20 seconds per body part. She also involves herself in hot yoga on Wednesdays and Saturdays for 30 minutes, static stretching for 5 minutes as well at the end, 15-20 seconds per body part, and then lastly, resting on Sundays. No activity is required, but if the client does feel that she'd like to be a little active, she is, optional light run and light stretching won't be detrimental. Exercise techniques that were addressed were upper body for single leg dumbbell lateral raises. Although she did do exceptionally well in these exercises, one of the things that she did have issues with was stabilizing the leg and activating the gluteal muscles and passing the eye level. Some of the cues that we extended from here were for strong knee extension, drawing the abdominals, stand tall, and squeeze. And then here's a demonstration of that.
The upper body exercise of focus today is going to be single leg dumbbell lateral raise. Our Jen has been very proficient in doing the lateral raise with both feet and also this pull down. But now we're going to be focusing on, we're going to step up our difficulty and we're doing single leg. So we can progressively challenge her while she's also doing the lateral raise. So, but we do have some alignment difficulties, but nonetheless, you should be corrected very quickly with just a few cues. So actually, push the foot taller, you got a foot set, and now we're going to begin raising. You can also tell we got great alignment, great motion, but we have just a slight bend on the elbow, and as you also tell, sooner or later, it starts to get over to like that. And we definitely don't want that. What we want is we want to slow. So what we'll do, we're going to reset. We're going to go to the opposite leg, just to give it a little rest, and we're going to focus on going in our knee, standing very tall, extending both knees on both legs while pointing the toe, and then making sure that with the upper body, we're going to make snow angels. So snow angel to the point, we go all the way to the top, nice part, and all the way to the bottom. So go ahead and do that one more time, so you have to tell, great motion, not a single inch move. So we're going to demonstrate that on the other leg as well. So again, so long as we have that same concept from before, we open our toes, get that nice foundation. She's got the both knees extended, she's got that toe pointed. We're going to go ahead and notice that movement through the concentric and eccentric phase of the exercise is done without much difficulty. For the interior view, we will go ahead and re-demonstrate the cues that were demonstrated. As you know, everything's lined up, toe is forward, everything's going completely straight. Passing over our eye side, bringing it back down, and noticing that tension. You continue to do that the entire course.
Moving on to the lower body, we have a step up to balance difficulty that my client Jen demonstrated. I am maintaining hip alignment as she went up. So some of the cues that were provided were firm footing before ascending, looking up as the client stands on the bench and driving the knee upward, squeezing the leg, pointing the toe on the bent knee as she isometrically holds her position at the very top, and then finally bringing the abdomen in and standing tall at the end. And here's a demonstration.
The lower body exercise we'll be focusing on today is the step up to balance. Although the completion of the exercise is going very well, there are some instances where we are having some lack of hip alignment and also just continued force as we're stepping up to the top. As Jen will demonstrate, she'll go ahead and take a step, bring her foot in, stepping up to the top, and sliding through. And as you can also tell, we have just a little bit of wobbling as she's bringing it up, and so we're going to bring it down and show the left leg. Just maybe going up a little faster. You also tell us we have a little bit of balance issue, so what it is, we I think we're focusing just a little bit too far down, and maybe what we want to do is drive our vision up. So the correction that we're going to do is that she steps her foot up. I'm going to ask her to grab a good foundation, spread her toes, keep her gaze at 45 degrees down, and as she's stepping up, drive her knees and look straight, bring those knees up, as you can obviously tell. Excellent correction, beautiful control. Now we're going to go and demonstrate that on the other side as well. Clearly you can see, foot foundation, we got a little bit of wall, but that's perfectly fine. We're going to demonstrate that one more time. So you can also see we definitely need that kinetic chain as we're going up with our glutes
Okay. Her sample exercise regimen is stated right here. We have her street running. We have her exercises right here from top to bottom, starting from large muscles and working down and back up to legs with a repetition count and a 1 rep maxes on the side. Hot yoga, street running, moving on. As stated before, she started with standing dumbbell raises, but was very proficient, so we wanted to challenge her. Moved it to single leg dumbbell raises, but with some cues, we made those corrections. And then moving on into the second mesocycle, same thing again though, we reset back to 2 and 12, 60% 1 rep max. Another exercise that she was proficient in was the leg press, so after the third week, we moved it on to a barbell squat. The 1 rep max percentage did go up, but not the repetitions. And so everything still stayed the same with street running and hot yoga all the way through the end of the regimen. Now for application and faith integration. I see myself through everything that I've learned this semester, applying it positively through my university teaching career. I feel that this information and demonstration practice will allow me to provide quality instruction and honor my discipline a bit more. Also, I've now developed a huge interest in conducting research, mainly in static stretching, being that I'm a very flexible individual myself. I kind of want to test my, I'd like to do some more research on static stretching. I have a huge interest in that. And then lastly, I believe also this practice in research and presentations will allow me further honing of my practice as I go into my doctorate degree later in life for my dissertation. As for improvements, I believe I need to be more hands-on in my assessment process. I need more practice. For my periodization and planning process, read and research more. I believe I just need to engulf myself more in the knowledge. As for techniques and coaching processes, more corrective exercises or performance exercises, familiarizing myself with just more and more disciplines I believe will allow me further growth. And to biblical scriptures, I see myself through leadership as let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Galatians 6:9. So I see that in where times could be difficult, guiding clients or students as a teacher, for example, toward proper knowledge. It could be tiresome. It's a lot of hard work, but the vision of being and doing good, in the name of the Lord, I believe is what will propel me forward in continuing this path. Growth from mistakes. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. I see this as well, whether it be with bad assessments and how to correct it. Clients also feeling that they can't get it right and you trying to find the proper message. And also learning from these new beginnings comes growth and understanding. I feel that, as stated before, that do not be dismayed, fear not, for the Lord will always be with you. And I take that with me to heart as also I go out and practices with my clients and also any additional work. And then lastly, my determination being that my soul is weary with sorrow, strengthen me according to your word. I will admit there have been moments where I thought, this is a very difficult course. Like, can I continue? But, no different than an individual. Clients can also lose their ways too. So, as practitioners can. So we must make sure that we have a balance and that with the Lord's word, it will strengthen, the soul so that we may work hard for our goals. And the references that we included to my presentation. Thank you very much for your time.